Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the NFT Morning. Today is March 26th of 26, actually, and I'm super happy. As you can hear, we are in English today. Also, my dear partner Rem is not here, but we're here for a very special episode, and I'm super happy to be with Nina Roers today. Hi, Nina. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you, John?
I'm great. I'm great. So.
Good,
No,
and good
I feel
morning,
like
everybody. Huh? Thanks for having me.
hey, exactly. It's good to have you in the morning, and I think people at NFT Morning they saw you actually several times this year because we had the chance to have you, specifically for the digital sector of Paris Photo. That was the last edition in October or November, something like this, if I'm not wrong. And now, it's even more exciting. It was exciting, but for me, it's even more exciting now
It's all a question
because
of
I'm
perspective.
personally, I'm personally also involved in this partnership. You coming today with you have different role, different mission, different position, but one of them that is very also important is you are basically the curator of the corporate collection of Arab Bank Switzerland, and basically we will talk a bit more about it, but we have enforced the partnership between Arab Bank Switzerland and NFC Summit this year because ABAs, as we call them, is official co-organizer of NFC this year. And okay, a lot of things. You will run a lot of things in Lisbon this year, so in June 4th to 6th. Okay, maybe, okay, it's not easy, Nina, but just the summary about what we can expect from ABS in Lisbon this year.
Um, yeah, I think it's great news that we are partnering in a more extensive way with NFC Lisbon, the NFC Summit. And as NFC Summit is moving to new premises, we are also moving in with you in a way for the first time. So compared to previous year, we found a very nice space, a venue in an old fabrication space where we will do an exhibition. The exhibition will happen in the context of our Digital Art Prize 2026. The open call is running since last week, Friday, and I think we will talk about that later. And we will also have a little lounge, and then we will have the award ceremony. We will be present on the stage with a couple of talks and contributions. So that's basically it, I would say.
Wow, so it's a lot. Yeah, one exhibition that is okay. We don't want to talk too much about it, but we will talk about it a little bit because I have, yeah, I think it's something to live. And so, this is the thing. First, I recommend you, if you don't have your ticket, just come to Lisbon and you will see this. But, it's true that, I'm just talking from the NFC perspective. Uh, this year, yeah, we want to, and every time I bring people on site, if you have a chance to be in Lisbon some days, I will be happy to do a visit of the site where we'll do NFC this year. It's a new site, and that resonates for me much more for art installations and art exhibition. It was, art has always been central, of course, at NFC, but this year, really wanted to go a bit next level, and the site, the industrial site that we will use, that belongs basically to the Lisbon Museum Authority, is something I believe that in terms of experience will be something that you won't forget basically. So that's something very, very cool and very important. And just to summarize, also in your lineup, I would say, in the show that you will run, because you will have your own dedicated area, your own dedicated show within NFC, and it's a huge space actually that you will manage and that you will have in this show. I saw in the open call, if you check, actually you can see. I recommend you to follow ABS on Twitter. We can already see some. key informations that basically, you will have this titled system exhibition. So that is happening in the industrial site, Fabrica de Moagen, that means a mill factory. And basically, it's very specific. We will come back to that. But, you have a curation on one hand that you will do that are part of the collect of the pieces. Maybe you can tell us just, few artists that you will exhibit there, and also the winners of the open call, beside being the ABS award winners, beside getting the cash prize. What is the cash prize again, Nina?
$10,000.
Beside that, and for me that's what is more valuable, they will be part of the
Acquisition,
show.
acquisition of a work from the artist, from the winner.
Acquisition of a work and being part of the show.
Of course, and being in Lisbon and being part of the editorial that we create, being on panel with us on stage. So there's a lot coming.
Wow. No, it's for me, because we see. I think it's hard to express it, but I believe for a lot of artists, it's a really huge opportunity, especially when we see, the show you're working on, and I'm just sharing my screen also because there is a type form. We'll come back to that, but on Twitter you've been sharing a type form explaining everything, and we will come back on this system exhibition. But we can see, you bringing some, I would say, big names in this exhibition. We can see Kim Asenders, Victoria Bierstock, Jacques Butcher, Linda Dunia, Andreas Giskin, Cesar Mokan, operator Elena Sarin, Paul Seidler. It's and much, few more surprises that will come. Basically, being beside these people, being part of the three projects that will be exhibited there. Yeah, for me, I believe as an artist, it's already something pretty, unexpected, and also I appreciate that you as ABS, doing this move. It's also for me a pretty bold move. I mean, in a way, it's a bit risky, Nina. No?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, the price has been something that has evolved over the years. I mean, it was always an open call prize. It was targeting the blockchain, NFT, Web3 community. It was always unfolding in the context of NFT Lisbon in Lisbon. It started as framed as a NFT art prize, and it was it opened up and renamed into digital art prize, which still is. And instead of, I think the thing that the major change this year, or addition to the prize, is that instead of doing an open call and exhibiting 10 finalists, we decided to curate a show based on works from the collection. We also decided for a theme, which is actually inspired by the venue. I think you already mentioned that it is an old mill, and there are machines and systems that used to help to produce bread for the Portuguese military. They are still intact. They're still in the fabrication space. They're running through the building from top to bottom. And that was also the inspiration for this year's theme, systems. And what we are trying to do through this exhibition, where we have a set of predefined works from the collection, we're trying to bring that works together and the collection a bit closer to the prize. And this year we will have 3 finalists, and their works will join the exhibition. And then we will also have the award ceremony for one of the 3 who will be the winner of this year's digital art prize.
Okay. Wow. Okay. It's I want to develop, and I want to dig a bit more, but just let's step a bit back, because technically, and I think after 930 episodes, I think it's actually it's a mistake on our hand. It's the first time that we officially have Arab Bank Switzerland part of the NFT Morning. So I wanted just to talk a bit more about this, because of course for me, it's pretty obvious, for you also. But maybe you can just talk a bit more about basically what is Arab Bank Switzerland basically?
Arab Bank Switzerland is a private bank, Swiss private bank based in Geneva, and is a pioneer within banking in digital assets. So the bank is one of the few banks in Switzerland that's offering custodial, but also other services for crypto currencies, for digital assets to their clients. And that was also the foundation, or one of the parts of the motivation to venture into supporting artists who work in the field of digital arts.
I see.
And
So, and
for the past years, the bank has been building a collection. They have launched 2 art prizes, the digital art prize that will unfold in Lisbon, and since last year also the Artist of the Year prize, which we will announce later this year. And yeah, and then we are also supporting many events like now NFC Lisbon. We're supporting artists through our acquisitions. We're supporting intermediary systems through our acquisitions. We are closely collaborating with institutions. So that's to give a broader picture of what's happening.
yeah, I think, of course, and for people within working artists, collector in digital art, Arab Bank Switzerland became, yeah, basically a real patron, I would say, in this world, as a collector, as an actor, as a, yeah, event organizer. And as you mentioned, your one of your key mission for Arab Bank Switzerland is to curate their collection. So basically, you are in charge of, yeah, doing some acquisitions for them, right?
Yes, yeah. Every year we are buying works, we're growing the collection, and we're trying to combine this more and more also with our other activities. As we can see now in Lisbon, we're bringing the collection and also acquisitions that we did lately together now with the prize and with the exhibit, and the whole exhibition is created in that context. And it's also a very nice opportunity for us to show works from the collection. I mean, we're also displaying them in the buildings of the bank in Geneva. And Rani Jaban is very often doing tours for people who come to Geneva to show works from the collection. But it's always nice to also to show them in other contexts, art contexts, but also digital cultural contexts, and bring works together under curatorial theme, as we, for example, did last year during Art Basel at the Basel Social Club.
Okay, yeah, and I was there. It was mind blowing and very surprising actually, and very well curated show. And I think okay, we could talk a lot, but actually, for me, ABS Robinson is a amazing case study, I would say, basically about how an institutional private bank, but it can work for any kind of corporate. Actually, can yeah, can have a very unique strategy, to basically, yeah, create a special relation. And of course, at the end of the day, it's also in terms of image, giving them, pretty big impact, because for me, there are a lot of, for example, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of private banks in Switzerland, but in our world, there's only one that has a name. And this is me personally, when I talk with some corporate, even from any other industry, I like to use to show this case study, because I think it's also really interesting. If you believe in digital art, I think it's very interesting strategy.
Yeah, and we also, I mean, we're really doing this also from the bottom of our heart to support the community. So whatever we do, the event, the prize, the collection, it's about supporting and growing, or supporting the growth of a very specific community in the art world.
Yeah, and actually, you are passionate, and we talked already about your career, but you've been bridging digital art and contemporary art for years now, and Rani Javan, for people who, when you meet him, you see that, yeah, for him, art is, of course, is acting as a corporate, and managing operation, for a private bank. But on the other hand, that he's passionate with art. He's genuinely believe into that, genuinely believe into people. And so, yeah, for me, this is a really, as NFC organizer, a really good achievement, to have a deeper partnership. So no, I just wanted, to let people, yeah, appreciate. I really recommend you to visit this Twitter account and to talk a bit more about, Lisbon. We mentioned, so this factory, this industry, we want to talk about it, but we want you to discover it even more. Actually, that's why, you have to be it to live it, with all these machines, that are still, theoretically they could work. Actually, when you visit that, they look like, of course, they have the style, from the 20th century, but they looks pretty functional. And all the people, when they bring them, all the artists, they say, wow, it's a crazy sight. And so you will have a full level, a full floor there for the exhibition. I wanted just to talk a bit more about the theme, the topic of the curation, that is basically about systems. uh, and so, yeah, I think it's something that could help, maybe also in terms of, for people who are applying to the open call. uh, can I So I am an artist. I created with AI a picture with of a machine. Does I have a chance to be selected in the curation?
I think it's not that black and white. I mean, as I already said, the theme is or was inspired by what we experienced when we came to this wonderful building, by the old machines running through the building, and that definitely worked like a system, like an industrial system that was supporting the bread production. And think systems is a very, I see it as a guiding light. And what might be most helpful for artists who are interested in the open call is maybe to have a look at the works of the artists who are already in show, who we are putting in from the collection. And for example, just to give you maybe a couple of ideas, we have Kim Asendorf with a monogrid, which is a generative grid system. We have Operator with Human Unreadable, the Art Block series, which is an embodiment of generative artworks and brings together choreography, code, and blockchain. So it's works that in themselves follow certain structures and systemic systems or rules, or we have Cesar Morcan with a digital simulation, with Arcadia Inc. We have Paul Seidler with Small Dollar. We have Linda Dunya with Once Upon a Garden, a project that unfolded from 2021 to 2024 in 5 chapters, and speculates over a flora population in West Africa, and at the same time discusses how AI systems are informed and how important the data quality is that goes into them. And so just to give you some ideas, and works can also be, for the first time, they don't have to be minted. They can be
Mm,
digital or they can be physical. So also in the way they would manifest, we are very interested in seeing a broad diversity or variety. And
I see.
ideally, I feel works should be follow the idea of systems not only in what they're showing visually, but also in the way they're being created or where they come from.
Okay, I see. And I think it's also part of, actually, I see also the consistency of, and it's remind me also actually the show that I saw from that you curated from ABS in Basel last year. You did this.
Bankable.
Hmm?
Bankable.
Bankable, exactly. And now it resonates. I see also a way. Yeah, I see the consistency between this first one that was bankable, so asking, because it's always one word asking a lot of questions for me. So now you have system. So bankable was asking, of course, the role of money within the ages, what the role of value. It's questioning basically what does it mean. What does it mean, and all these artists, playing with the notion of, the psychological, the physical, the materiality of the money, basically, and now with system I see this kind of the same question in a way. What does it mean in system? What is the relation between the human and the machine? How the machine is taking the lead or not? And all the example that just gave, exactly, it just not just artwork, but it's all the point about what does it mean to be in a way. Yeah, what does it mean? I see this, it's my personal interpretation, but what does it mean to be a human in the early 21st century, within all these machines? Oh, and I know I didn't think about it before, but now it's very clear that
I mean,
I,
coding can be a system. Algorithms have a system component. AI models have these elements. Machines have these elements. Our body is a system. Our school system is a system. There are so many systems. I mean, the trains that are running across the world are system. I mean, system is somehow it's endless. Huh? You can think about so many aspects and idea of systems, and of course also in this relation, as you said, between human and machine. So I think should be something where many artists can find an angle to respond to this topic.
yeah, and
And
on the
as you
other hand,
said, interestingly enough, last year we had this show Bankable, and as part of the social club, which was all about art, money, value, and also, of course, these questions around decentralized and centralized finance, and also custody within decentralized and centralized finance, like being your own bank versus using the custodial services of a bank, for example. And this was also, funnily enough, inspired by the building in which the exhibition was unfolding, because Basel Social Club, every year they're moving to a new vacant building. And last year it was the building of a former private bank. So
so yeah,
now
this is
we are
exact, yeah.
in a good fabrication space that has a production system running through it, which is still intact and preserved by the Museum of Lisbon. So yeah, it's a coincidence, but yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. No, but it's not. It's a coincidence, but not really. In the now it's resonate that there is a consistency in these curations that you're doing for Arab Bank now, and I I think for artists also that maybe some of them already applied, because you told me before that you just opened the open call 5 days ago. I think it was on
On
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah. And you already have a lot of applications. I
Which is
think
which is great. We are really looking forward to reviewing all of them with our jury.
exactly, and this is what I wanted to talk about. Maybe you can tell us a bit more about the jury also, because you have also a nice, yeah, good mix of people that are pure digital art player and more hybrid profiles also. Can you tell us a bit more?
Yeah, so we have Julia Bini, who's the new head of art curation at the CERN. We have Armin Blasbichler, former professor in Basel for architecture and design, and also collector since the early days. We have Malte FR, who is also the founded Glitchmarfer and is the curator of Glitchmarfer. We have Abigail Miller from Avant Art in London, and then myself.
Okay, that's they will have a lot of work actually to do
Yeah.
the selection, because we can see that, yeah, you told me that you have already many applications, but maybe one tip also, because I think it's important. Just one question: if I am an artist, for example, I, just quickly submitted something just after I saw the tweet, and now I'm listening to the NFT Morning, and I want maybe to elaborate, because I think it's also something. One is the artwork itself, but I think, as you mentioned, uh, I believe also that, the documentation on the what you're providing, to give perspective about the artwork is, as much, I would say, as much important as the visual itself also. Can they maybe reapply or re-explain or develop? What can they do?
No, honestly, I have one opportunity per artist to submit a work, and we were also very detailed in the form, so everybody was asked to provide enough information right from the start. So there
Okay.
shouldn't be any applications where we didn't receive the contextualization in the first place.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's something. Yeah. I would personally, because I've been actually, I had the chance to be part of the judges of the first ABS prize 3 years ago already, or 4 years ago. I don't, what is which year? Is it the year number three?
Yeah, I guess
Hmm?
2023. So
2023. So
four years ago or 3 years ago. In
years
the first
ago.
edition
So
was 2023.
so it's the fourth edition of the prize. So yeah, and when you are part of the judges, you yeah, I think contextualization is extremely important.
Yeah.
Uh,
And here we
you know,
also we made it very clear. We worked hard on the application form, also reviewed it with many people. And also from what I'm seeing now, it looks like is working well. So it makes it very, in a structured way, invites people to provide the information.
okay, cool.
You can
Okay, now,
also not close the application or submit it without providing this information.
okay, so yeah,
That's
at the end,
clear.
so you are blocked.
For example, there's one question: how does your work relate to the theme of systems? And I think that in itself, yeah, creates that links and invites people to think about that link and also how their work would fit into the exhibition.
Okay, no, totally makes sense. And so, so to come back to Lisbon, so the NFC will happen from June 4th to 6th. So the show will run, basically, yeah, June 4th and 5th at least. And yeah, I just wanted to give you also just a bigger picture about this building, basically, because of course, you will discover more, and now we are working with different projects, but I wanted to just explain you, because basically, long story short, it's a full building, 2,000 square meter, that used to be, so yeah, mill factory. Actually, it's all the site where we are doing NFC this year. You have like 6 different buildings, and each building was part of this industrial site. And so, where we will do all the art shows used to be the flour, the mill factory, basically, the farina, as we say in Portuguese. And it's directly connected with a pipe to another building that is beside, that is a bread factory. And the bread factory is also, connected to cookies factory, even sweets factory. So it used to be a full industrial site, for food manufacturing, from the raw product to the final product, everything on the same site, and everything connected. I think this is why, we met also with another person from the museum authority in Lisbon, who's the guardians of this site. And basically, she explained that, yeah, this site is pretty unique in a way, in the way it has been created and in the way it has been conserved, basically. And so they stopped the activity. Yeah, I think it was end of the or early 21st century, basically. But basically, the plan also is to turn it midtermly to a museum of industry, basically. And so we have a chance, to use this moment where it's not yet officially a museum, but where that people can visit to do this show. And so, we have different buildings. So this building is for art, it's NFC. So, we have other buildings for other, I would say, Digen's topic. Basically, now we have this Kawaii Summit that is focused on Pokemon card. We have this uh, longevity day that is focused on the living forever or whatever. We have some blockchain topic and stablecoin, more financial summit happening. We have vibe coding hackathon that is happening also in another building. So all the buildings, we have this idea of basically this village, but art is the art building is extremely central, and this is where a lot of things will happen. And so beside Arabian Switzerland, we have the chance to work with 100 collectors to and Fanny from 100 collector, especially to curate basically other parts, two levels of the show, basically. So you can also reach out to me, and I will or contact Fanny directly, and we will send you also the application form, to be part of the show. I think the applications actually, I think they are closing at the end of the month, so I think you have 5 days to apply and to be potentially also part of the 100 collectors curation. And
And
you
I think
have also,
people really should. I feel it's one of the most beautiful venues I've seen in my curatorial career. It's a
wow,
challenging venue because the machines and this fabrication space is also very strong and it's very beautiful. So it definitely has its own character, but it offers a very unique setting for curating a show. And especially when you think digital and then you think these old machines, the old fabrication space, I think that makes a very, very attractive pairing.
yeah, that's something that exactly it's challenging, and we are struggling also in a way to because you want to do something that is that match the level of ambition that you need to have when you work on these kind of buildings.
Yeah, you also
uh,
have to respect it, huh? At the same time, you have to produce your show and put it in there and keep the balance. So, I mean, I'm also working hard on that at the moment.
exactly, no, that's exactly, and you need to deliver because we have a date. It's in a bit more than 2 months from now, so it's going fast. And so yeah, you will discover that a lot of things will happen in this building. And I think people will be surprised because we have a lot of the chance to talk with many artists, also many galleries that, of course, right now you have the topics of the moment, and basically basically AI and agentic artist, and also basically more different kind of hardware, physical and digital exhibitions, because I think also it works pretty well in this area. And I really I just invite you, if you are also basically a gallery, and you not I believe you're already in touch with Fanny, to be honest. But if you're not, feel free to contact her. And also, yeah, as we used to have, we still have, like last year, containers outside, and we have the chance to have other partners also and galleries, who will also, have their own gallery inside containers. So yeah, the message for me is we are bringing more topic at NFC this year. So as I mentioned, unrelated topic, like a longevity, kawaii, blockchain, vibe coding. but we are bringing even more art, and that is the thing that is important, and especially this year, in the middle of, I know that some of you are struggling. I know that, it's artist life in a way. You have up and downs, but at the end of the day, you will, I believe, have the good inspiration and the energy, if you take part of this Lisbon experience, basically. Uh, Nina, I just wanted, and I forgot to ask you the key question. What is the deadline for the application?
The deadline is the 3rd of May, so people have more than a month still to apply.
Okay, cool. So you have time to work on it.
Some people take a couple of days to review everything with the jury, and then the 3 finalists will be announced, and the winner will be announced during an award ceremony during NFC Lisbon.
Okay, perfect. So that's it give you time, even
Yeah,
to
I think people
prepare.
can also take the time. It's not important if you come in first or last with your submission. So take your time, think about it. We are very curious to see the submissions.
No, that's really nice. And so again, the simplest way, we will share, of course, in the newsletter the link to the form. But you can just follow Nina Roers on Twitter, or Arab Bank. So basically, Arab Bank CH on Twitter also, and so you will have the link directly to get access, to the open call.
Yeah,
Uh,
we already had some people who had questions and put them on X, and we're also trying to respond to them, of course. But so far, everything seems to be quite clear. And we will also post a bit more about the works in show and the artists in show, also to give people, ideas about what's happening. And also, when you look at the visuals for the open call, these are images that have been taken in the space. It might give you a little idea of what this space feels like or looks like.
Yeah, but you will have a sneak peek, and I think you can get inspired by this. That's really nice. Is there any last important things to add, Nina, about the open call, or about ABS in Lisbon?
I think the only thing I can say, we're very excited to see this happening. It's coming fast, and we are all working very enthusiastically on it. And ABS will also have a little area, lounge area, where we will host people. So yeah, we are looking forward to being really in the center of all the activities with the NFC
And so
Summit. Of
yeah,
course, also hoping for more galleries and artists to exhibit their works on the several floors of the building. So it will also be exciting to see what other people will bring.
it will be exciting. And just to summarize again, ABS is officially a co-organizer of NFC Summit this year, and so you will see them from the opening keynote of the event, within at least 2 panels. You will see them, of course, in the show that we mentioned. One full level of exhibition that will happen, including the 7 artists that you mentioned. From Kim Asendorf to Andreas Giskin to Operator, and etc., etc., etc. Plus
Yeah,
the three
also the jury members, and yeah, I think we will
the
all be
jury
there.
members, the three selected, the award ceremony that you will organize also, that you will organize in Lisbon also, and I forgot few things. So yeah, you will have a lot of Arabic Switzerland in Lisbon this year, and so I really wanted just to appreciate and to thank you, Nina, for this, to thank all the Arabic team, Arabic Switzerland team, and for everybody following us on the NFT Morning side. The next episode will be actually on the 31st, so Tuesday next week. And actually, it will be with the 100 collector for our monthly 100C morning. And we will come back on another show that is running right now in Hong Kong, Art Basel Hong Kong. So it will be a feedback session, especially with Eleonora, who's been there for the week, and that will share her feedback about it.
Yeah, we are all curious to hear more about it. At the moment, it's
Exactly.
one
And
more
actually,
time for all
exactly.
those who are not there.
I'm FOMOing also. Yeah, I wish I was there, but yeah. And I see the comments. Oh yeah, Naiko say you should you should start it by mentioning the cookies.
Yeah, yeah, people are really focusing on the relevant parts of this.
Exactly. I forgot. I should start with this.
Yeah.
Cookies.
The Cookie Factory, I think it's a highlight of NFC Summit this year.
Exactly. So actually, yeah, and actually we're working also on what's gonna happen because we have a really nice cookie area. So you will see what will
Yeah,
happen
okay.
very soon. So
Yeah.
thank you very much, Nina. Have a great day for everybody. See you next week, and I will be back with Remy also. Have a great day and good morning.
Thank you, John. Huh? So
Happy. Good morning.